Hi artists! One of my favorite things about autumn are the changing colors of the leaves. I love seeing those yellows, orange, and red leaves on trees. It's so beautiful. So today we're going to start a landscape and use those warm colors to add to our trees. We're going to use some tools that you might be unfamiliar with or that you've never used to make art before. So we're going to use a straw. Mr. Whittaker is going to come around and put a little bit of ink along the bottom of your paper. With your straw, I'm going to get down nice and low, and I'm going to blow that ink from the bottom to the top of my picture. I can turn my paper when I'm closer to the top to make branches that go in different directions. Some of your ink might go off the paper, and that's okay because we can have some sponges at our tables to clean that up. I'm going to make one more tree. So Mr. Whittaker will come around and give you a little bit more ink. You might have to be patient waiting for him to get back to you. I'm loving these trees. They look old and gnarly. They're very organic. Organic means it looks like they come from nature. So this is perfect. Now I'm going to start adding some color. The first thing I want to do is think about where that horizon line is, where the sky and the ground meet. So I'm going to choose a color and just give myself a nice horizon line showing where the ground and the sky meet. Now, I want to use some warm colors for my leaves. So I'm going to use some watercolor paint, and the first thing I'm going to do is get my watercolor paint wet to activate it. Every pan needs a little bit of water. Now, to make my leaves, I'm just going to use some dots. So what I'm going to do is wiggle my brush in one of my colors, start making some colored dots around those black lines that I added to my picture. If the ink is still wet, I don't really want to add the paint on top of the black lines because the black will mix with the yellow or orange and it won't look very nice. So I'm just leaving a little bit of room between my dots of paint and the black lines that are there. When I change colors, I need to wash my brush, wipe the bristles on the rim of the cup, wiggle my brush in my next color, and then start adding that new color right next to the one that's already there. If the paint is still wet, the colors might start to mix. Notice how I'm not just smushing my brush all over the place. I really love the way it looks when I see a lot of different colored dots. I think I'm going to even add some colored dots on the ground. When it is autumn or fall, a lot of times you'll see the ground covered with leaves, which are either yellow or brown or orange. So I'm going to add those colors to my ground as well. The next part is really fun in my opinion. This is when the picture really starts to come to life. So I'm gonna paint the sky with cool colors, turquoise, bluish purple. So the idea is that I need to dot these colors in between the warm colored dots so they don't mix. So I need to leave a little bit of room between my warm colors and my cool colors. It's fun to put a couple cool colored dots right in between some of those warm spaces to show the sky peeking through those leaves. That really is a nice little break. It really takes this picture to the next level. Really makes it beautiful. All right, at this point, I think I'm done with my picture. I love the warm and cool colors next to each other. They're not mixing together, they're just next to each other. Now I'm going to pinch my paper in two places, keeping it horizontal or parallel with the ground. I'm gonna walk my painting over to the drying rack, turn it the skinny way, and push my painting into the drying rack, making sure that there's enough room for other people to put their artwork next to mine. If my fingers are dirty, I can go to the white basket next to the sink, grab a sponge, clean off my fingers. I can also use that sponge to clean my table. And I can use that sponge to clean the top of my watercolor box. I'll close my box, put it on my green tray, and then we're ready to get going. All right, team. Now it's your turn. I can't wait to see what you create. Have fun.